Hello my fellow spiritual seekers. In this series, we will know about some of the prominent spiritual personalities of modern India. One such great personality was Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda's inspiring personality was well known both in India and in America during the last decade of the 19th century and the first decade of the 20th. The unknown monk of India suddenly leapt into fame at the Parliament of Religions held in Chicago in 1893, at which he represented Hinduism. His vast knowledge of Eastern and Western culture, as well as his deep spiritual insight, fervid eloquence, brilliant conversation, broad human sympathy, colorful personality, and handsome figure made an irresistible appeal to the many types of Americans who came in contact with him. People who saw or heard Vivekananda even once still cherish his memory after a lapse of more than half a century. In America, Vivekananda's mission was the interpretation of India's spiritual culture, especially in its Vedantic setting. He also tried to enrich the religious consciousness of the Americans through the rational and humanistic teachings of the Vedanta philosophy. In America, he became India's spiritual ambassador and pleaded eloquently for better understanding between India and the New World in order to create a healthy synthesis of East and West, of religion and science. In his own motherland, Vivekananda is regarded as the patriot saint of modern India and an inspirer of her dormant national consciousness. To the Hindus, he preached the ideal of a strength-giving and man-making religion. Service to man as the visible manifestation of the Godhead was the special form of worship he advocated for the Indians, devoted as they were to the rituals and myths of their ancient faith. Many political leaders of India have publicly acknowledged their indebtedness to Swami Vivekananda. In the course of a short life of 39 years, 1863 to 1902, of which only 10 were devoted to public activities, and those, too, in the midst of acute physical suffering, he left for posterity his four classics, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Raja Yoga, all of which are outstanding treatises on Hindu philosophy. In addition, he delivered innumerable lectures, wrote inspired letters in his own hand to his many friends and disciples, composed numerous poems, and acted as spiritual guide to the many seekers who came to him for instruction. He also organized the Ramakrishna Order of Monks, which is the most outstanding religious organization of modern India. It is devoted to the propagation of the Hindu spiritual culture not only in the Swami's native land, but also in America and in other parts of the world. Swami Vivekananda once spoke of himself as a condensed India. His life and teachings are of inestimable value to the West for an understanding of the mind of Asia. William James, the Harvard philosopher, called the Swami the paragon of Vedantists. Max Muller and Paul Deussen, the famous Orientalists of the 19th century, held him in genuine respect and affection. His words, writes Roman Roland, are great music, phrases in the style of Beethoven, stirring rhythms like the March of Handel choruses. I cannot touch these sayings of his, scattered as they are through the pages of books, at 30 years' distance, without receiving a thrill through my body like an electric shock. And what shocks, what transports, must have been produced when in burning words they issued from the lips of the hero.